When I was a child, I grew up on this dish, cream chip beef. So now I make it vegan out of this. Vegan salami from Worthington. I usually get it from the Adventist bookstore. It's like you can't really find it that many places outside of Adventist bookstores anymore. But it comes on a big giant roll that's frozen. And I usually thaw off just the end and then take the wrapper off of that, rewrap the bigger parts. And I thought what I need as needed for different things. I use it for spaghetti, cream chip beef, sandwiches, salads, all kinds of things. It is a seitan and soy based product, and I slice it kind of thin for my cream chip beef. Now, in the past, I have just taken it like this and put it into my cream chip beef sauce. But what I found is that it's too soft and it makes the sauce kind of pink. So we're not going to do that. We're going to finish chopping this up, and then we're going to spray our air fryer with a little olive oil or grapeseed oil, and then put the slices inside of the air fryer. Let it crisp up a little bit. And then that's going to really mimic the real cream chip beef, like the original dish. Because if you put it in raw, like I've done in the past, it makes it pink and it's just not as yummy. So once you get your pieces out, chop them up. And then once you chop them up, you can go ahead and set them aside. And we're going to start the next part of the dish. Okay. So we're going to use about a quarter of a stick of vegan butter. Let that melt in the bottom of the pan. Okay, move it around if you need to so that it can melt a little faster. This is on like medium-high heat. And then use about a quarter of a cup of all-purpose flour and whisk those two together. What you're trying to do here is cook out the rawness of the flour. So you want every bit of the flour to get a little bit of the vegan butter. And just keep whisking that until you don't see any more white. Which you can see I do still have a little bit of white here because, I'll just keep whisking it. But ideally, you should do it so that you don't see any more white. Go ahead and start with about a cup of unseasoned, unflavored vegan milk and whisk until all the lumps are gone. What we're doing here is making what's called a bechamel sauce or a white sauce, but that's basically what we use when you're doing a cream chip beef. A bechamel sauce, right? So add a little pepper. You want to season your bechamel sauce. So a black pepper you can use here, or you could use a white pepper if you don't like the color. If you want to keep it looking pretty white, you can use a white pepper. That's fine. I also use a little mushroom seasoning here to give it that umami flavor. And, whisk it some more until you have a nice thick sauce. Add in your toasted vegan salami, and there you have your vegan cream chip beef. Instead of adding the cream chip beef on the toast like you usually see in some dishes, I just like to toast my bagel really well, or my toast in little points, and I use it to dip. And I put a little potatoes and spinach on the side. It was a yummy, yummy dish.